Hello, boys and girls. I am Miss Donaldson, and I will be your language arts teacher for today. Today's topic is making predictions. Our objective is making predictions before and during the reading task. How will you know that you are successful? To be successful in this lesson, you will answer yes to the following I can statements. I can use a table of contents to predict what the author include in the chapter. I can use subheadings to predict what information is included in a paragraph. I can use the title and images to predict an author's purpose for writing. I can read to confirm or disconfirm my predictions. Look at these pictures. What do you notice? What do you wonder? What do you think will happen next? I notice that two teams are playing football and Team Red is in control of the ball. I wonder if he will score a goal. Based on his position, I predict that he will score a goal. Does your prediction match what you see in the picture? If yes, your prediction is confirmed. Good job. If it does not match, we say our prediction is not confirmed. Good readers make predictions before and during reading. I notice the title says, "What is water worth?" There is a girl drinking water from a tap. I wonder if I'll be reading about how valuable water is to us. I predict the author is writing this article to give some information about the importance and value of water to humans. Let's read to see if our prediction match. Water, water everywhere. Many of us around the world take water for granted. Why shouldn't we, when water is all around? It comes out of our faucets and collects into puddles on the sidewalk when it rains. Lakes and rivers brim with water. We buy water in bottles and slurp it from drinking fountains. In fact, if we had a drinking glass as big as the United States and fill it with every drop of water on the planet, the glass would have to be 145 kilometers tall to hold it all. With so much water, you would think everyone would have enough to drink. Not so. We can also make predictions about what will be in a chapter. Let's look at the table of contents. I notice the chapters seem all to be saying something about water. I wonder, in the chapter titled Pollution Impact, the author will be telling us about humans' activities and the impact on the environment. I predict that the chapter will focus on how humans pollute the water. Now, let's read to see if my prediction is confirmed. Pollution's impact. Water pollution is a huge problem on many continents. South America's rainforest spans 7 million square kilometers and is home to about 10 million people and more than 30,000 plant species. For years, people have been dumping untreated human waste and toxic chemicals into the Amazon River. Well, my prediction has been confirmed because here the author's focus is on how humans pollute water. Now, let us look at the title of this article. I notice the title of the article says, "A Breathtaking Body System." I wonder if I'll be reading about breathing. I predict that the author is writing this article to give information about how we take air into the body. Now, let's read to see if our prediction match. I notice a heading here. It states, "In, out, whoosh, whoosh." This heading matches my prediction about taking air into the body. Let me read to check my prediction. Every cell in your body needs oxygen, but how does it get there? You take about 20,000 breaths a day, but you probably don't think too much about how that oxygen finds its way to your cells. Now, my prediction is confirmed because the passage is about taking in air into the body. Now, let us look at this subheading, out through the mouth. This subheading does not match. I'll make a new prediction based on this subheading. I suspect we will read about the respiratory system. Now, let's read if our prediction match. You might think that the respiratory system's job is done once the oxygen is distributed to the cells in the body, but that's only half of the process. As the cells use the oxygen you inhale, they create carbon dioxide as a result. If left in the body, this carbon dioxide can become a poison. So, your respiratory system does another very important job. It rids your body of the waste. Now, I can confirm that this passage is about the respiratory system. What did you notice as I was making predictions? You notice that I use the title and images before I read to predict the author's purpose for writing. You notice that I used the table of contents, heading, and subheading to predict the information that I may find in the text, and you notice that I read to see if my prediction match and change my predictions if they do not match. How did making prediction help me to read better? Making predictions help me to read for a purpose. I keep reading to find out if my prediction matched, and I change them if they do not match. This keeps me focused on my reading and helps me to think about what I'm reading. Good job! Now, together, we will have to go at making predictions. I can use the title and images to help me predict the author's purpose for writing. The title and picture. I notice the title says "The Force of Water." The picture shows a large body of water and a big waterfall. I wonder if the article will be about how strong the current in the water can be. I predict that the author will be informing us about hydroelectricity. Let's check the table of contents to see if our predictions are confirmed. I notice the word force and flooding. I wonder if this book is going to be about other disasters caused by water. I changed my previous prediction. Based on the title and picture, I no longer think this book will be about hydropower, but the destruction that can be caused by water like tsunami and flooding. Now, on your own, find a book, look at the title, pictures, table of contents, heading, and subheadings. Say what you wonder about this topic. What information do you predict will be in each section? Where do you think you will most likely find information on a particular topic? How can you check if your prediction match the text? Now, let's wrap up. Use your science or social studies text to practice making predictions before and during reading. Remember to use the title, pictures, heading and subheadings, topic sentences, and other information in the text. Let's check to see how successful you were in this lesson. Can you say yes to these statements? I can use the title and images to predict an author's purpose for writing. I can use the table of contents to predict information the author may include in a chapter. I can use subheadings to predict what information is included in a paragraph. I can read to confirm or disconfirm my predictions. Remember, boys and girls, good readers make predictions before and during reading to help them think about what they are reading and remain focused on their reading. Thanks for watching. See you soon.